a big one, the fucking Cross on My Back, red one.
Yeah.
Which was recommended to us by both at Annoying Tweak Official and at Forestfield Pod.
Okay. Well, we didn't really want to talk about this one.
We didn't. I feel like it's just, honestly, when I first saw the trailer, I was like, whoa, crazy. And then I was like, too crazy.
Yeah.
This can't deliver.
And it seems like it's bad based on like the reviews.
Okay.
But the Google reviews, people are loving it.
Google reviews are crazy. I just learned about those today while we were researching for this, and you told me about them. People are writing like whole novels on there about how they felt.
And for this movie, they're all like, this perfectly captures the holiday spirit while also providing action and thrills and amazing one-liners.
Hell yes. I'm going to say it. Google reviews more captivating than Letterboxd. I was much more captivated by their reviews. They're more earnest.
Yeah, they're pure.
They're pure. I like that.
It's not from film people.
Some of that pure Christmas spirit.
It's not in the liberal bubble.
No. I don't even, it's in so many bubbles are represented there. I was like, also in a Google review, you start and it says the line you just said, like, it's chock full of one-liners and action. And I loved it. And then by paragraph 3, they're like, whenever the id works against the super ego, it creates disjunction in the soul. And then like paragraph 9 is like, that's why men like Elon Musk are saving our country. And you're like, what does this person believe?
And paragraph 15 is like, my sweet little children love this movie, even
like,
though
they're
there were
raising
sex
kids.
scenes.
This person's raising kids. It really, I like Google reviews because I think it shows you more about the dynamicness and freak show status of the human existence.
Well, this is Kamala's campaign needed to be
shit.
diving into the Google reviews
to see what people really think.
Yes.
They didn't want to.
No. They didn't want to know.
They didn't want to know. You have to be brave to look at the Google reviews. You have to be ready for some realness.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Red one happenstance. Chris Evans.
Mm-hmm.
Bunch of white guys and a biracial tween girl.
Cool.
Talking animal like me. This is my bullet points I'm just reading.
Okay.
Talking animal like raccoon from Chris Pratt movie that is Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
I could not remember the name of this movie to save my life, and I wanted to call it Flight of the Conchords.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
It's not that far off. I saved me learning what this is for this moment of the podcast because I wanted to know how close I was with Flight of the Conchords.
Close.
It's pretty close.
Same difference.
But anyway, an animal that's having that sort of vibe.
Okay.
And then I think there's a buff Santa in it, but he might be CGI'd and not played by a real person. I saw this trailer, but it went in one ear and out the other.
Okay. Did you mention The Rock in any of this?
No! He's there?
Yeah. He's the main guy.
I'm struggling to recall. Okay, that's crazy. He in the trailer was like maybe just a blur to me or something. I didn't process him being in this at all. But I think that Red One is what they call Santa's sleigh. Mm-hmm. But Santa's sleigh, this movie reveals to us, is actually a plane such as Air Force One that they use to transport the president, and it takes a whole team to run this thing. Mm-hmm. And Rudolph is in it, and he has an ego. And he's the animal.
He's a dick.
That's like jokes.
He's a
Rudolph has an
ego.
ego.
Yeah.
And
who would play Rudolph?
Voice-wise?
Yeah, sure.
Simply Bradley Cooper.
Oh yeah,
the guy who plays the raccoon from Flight of the Conchords. Duh. Whatever. Maybe The Rock in mine, since he apparently is in it. Maybe he plays Rudolph. Actually, that's pretty
awesome.
good. That would be good. But so that's sort of the tone. It's silly. It's about the crew of the sleigh, but it's like a plane. I got that far, and I think that could be real. Then. Okay, so basically, I think Santa's on the plane at Christmas. It's taking a lot of work to get him up on the plane. And then what happens is basically the episode of Succession where the dad dies.
Santa dies on the plane?
Yeah. And it's just handled exactly like that and shot like that. And Chris Evans is Kendall. And the biracial tween girl who's always in a Christmas movie with a bunch of white guys for some reason is Shiv. And Rudolph is Tom Wambsgans.
Sounds like a slam dunk.
And it's like I think it's a dense drama, and they have calls about like stakeholder it's just like the Succession episode, and everyone's like, what the fuck was that?
So it's about like who's gonna take over from Santa is the undertones.
Yes.
Okay.
But in a slice of life sort of way where it's like stuff is more inferred. It's really an artful piece. It's like things are being shown, not told, and you're like, this is freaking peak cinema.
No, that's really interesting because, like, the implications of, like, can Rudolph be Santa? Is it discrimination to suggest that Rudolph can't be Santa?
And we're, like, dealing with all of that, but not in a heavy-handed way, in, like, a really nuanced way that shows, like, the reality of the situation.
That sounds really fucking good, dude.
Thank you. It was. It was what you got.
Well, the actual red one. Santa is played by J.K. Simmons, being buff.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And dare I say, hot?
Hot. He is kidnapped by a black ops team.
Fuck. Damn it.
And The Rock plays the head of North Pole Security, who has to get Santa back with the help of a dirtbag hacker guy played by Chris Evans.
Chris Evans is playing a dirtbag hacker at this time.
Yes.
That's
and
crazy.
He's like bad, like he has like a son that he's estranged from and like divorced.
It's
and,
a
like,
son?
Yeah.
What I really thought is that the tween girl should be Chris Evans' daughter with someone who's out of the picture.
I'm pretty sure it's a son, but I gotta be honest, I didn't really read
That's
this
okay.
that
the kid.
And then they eventually realize that the Santa was kidnapped by Gryla the Winter Witch, who's played by Kiernan Shipka.
Of course, it's a freaking young woman.
Yeah.
That they're demonizing.
Yeah.
In Red One. A freaking course.
And J.K. Simmons, being buff, is victimized by a little girl.
That's giving Manosphere.
Mm-hmm.
That's giving Joe Rogan's podcast influencing the election. Wow.
Yeah. And fun little tie-in. The Krampus is in this.
Hell yes. Okay, wait. Who's Krampus? What's Krampus up to?
Krampus just plays Santa's brother, who like they've been beefing for a long time. So everyone's like, Krampus is probably behind the kidnapping too. But I think Krampus just ends up like kind of helping them towards the end.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
The problem is Gryla the Christmas witch.
Right.
That stupid bitch.
Typical. She
Yeah.
represents like climate change activism and
Oh,
like, everything.
really?
No, in my imagination.
Okay, I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear
But
you.
and eventually they save Santa, and the dirtbag becomes less of a dirtbag. The Rock was thinking of retiring from being head of North Pole Security, and at the end he's like, no, I'm going to keep working. So this is a pro-work movie. Pro-labor.
Pro-labor movie. I bet though at the North Pole you do get like good benefits and hours.
Maybe. I don't know. He seems pretty harried.
He's harried about it. Well, okay, Santa, what's the point of being so damn buff if you're this easily kidnapped?
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
Riddle me that.
I'm sure he like beats people up and stuff. Like
this movie should have that happen in it. But
yeah, and I do think it's probably really bad, but I think the idea of a Black Ops team kidnapping Santa is funny. Like that did.
Yeah, it's a strong start.
That brought me a little smile to my face.
I'll say this one did capture minds. Maybe not hearts, but minds. People were like, "What's that about?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it flopped, but can't do anything about that.
No, it's not our job.
No.
Hell no.